Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are playing Jack Sarks, who is a 2300 rated player on chess.com. So it's going to be an interesting one. And we played two games. Game two is the game that you're about to watch on my channel. And the first game will be on his channel. So if you want to see both games, make sure you go check out his video as well. Now let's hop into it, and I hope you enjoy.
This might be the first game, depending on who picks which game. We've got the white pieces here. He's pretty high rated, so I am just going to go with my regular repertoire. I'm not going to experiment with any E4 stuff that I'm not 100% confident in.
Okie dokes, I got the black pieces. Let's see, does he play E4 or D4? Or does he play in English? Ooh, D4. Okay, we're definitely not going to be playing this, which is something I've been playing lately. We're going to play the Queen's Gambit Declined, unless he plays a London system.
We'll see what he plays there. Just classic D4, D5. I like it. Let's just play the accelerated London.
And he plays a London system. Alright, let's go knight out.
Generally, I'm just going to transpose back into a London. We're going to play E3 here after knight F6.
Does he play Jobava? Let's see. No, he doesn't play the Jobava.
If C5, things kind of change there. I wonder if he knows the critical lines with C5 against the London. If he doesn't play C5, I'm going to win quite easily, I think. But if he finds C5 within the next 5 moves, I think he's going to have a decent game against me. The C5, if you keep the tension there, a lot of people play C5 and then C3 and then they play C4, allowing B3. And they allow all this stuff. If you just play C5, C3, and just keep it there, keep like knight C6, the position is, okay, he finds it. Very good.
Develop the knight. And then maybe, yeah, that's the move. If he takes, we go knight C6.
Play like a knight C3, but I just want to play the classic C3. Just get a very, very solid structure here.
All right. I think we're going to develop the knight first before playing queen here. Or do we go queen here first? I can't remember my lines for some reason.
There is queen B6. Okay, he plays knight C6. I'm not sure if this is correct. Bishop D3. The problem is queen B6, queen B3, and C4, forcing takes, bishop C2, and B5. And I believe that's losing for whites because they're threatening to play B4. If you play A3, they still play B4 anyway. If you take, they sacrifice their knights. If you take, the rooks are pinned to one another, so we don't really want to play bishop D3. Knight B D2 is also not something I love doing because then just knight F5. So I think I'm just going to go with the most natural continuation of knight F3.
Develops a knight. Yeah, I think this is all pretty typical. Queen B6. If queen comes out, we have this. So this is still kind of theory. I want to play a little bit quicker. First game we played, we moved 10 and not really. We were almost down to a blitz game, so.
That's the general idea here. I could also go for queen C1 immediately, but then he goes bishop F4 anyway, and he's got these rook C8 ideas where he can take, and take with the knight. I can't take back because of the pin. So generally speaking, it's a little bit better to play queen B3 here.
Knight D2 could be tricky because I don't think I can take. He goes here.
Yeah, and here there actually is this this line of bishop F5, which he knows. He knows the theory. You can't take because your rook gets trapped. There is something. So there's a line where he has to play E6. I think it's bishop takes, queen takes, bishop E2. He can't take the rook straight away for some reason. I think he has to play E6. Of course I'm not going to take. You can't take that bishop.
Yeah, queen goes back. And now I believe we can just like develop. I think that is pretty common. Or we go after the bishop. That also is a move, I believe. Don't think we ever have to be worried about this. E6. The question is, do I want to go here, 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 takes, and try to play for something like this? I don't think I can even do that immediately anyways. I think we just play E6.
B4, yeah, okay. Knight H4, he's kind of trapped his bishop in. Bishop E4, Knight D2. Is there a G4? Probably not, I just take. I can take with the pawn and trap my knights. That's no fun. Yeah, I might play Knight BD2 first.
Although now he can do what I want to do to him. Maybe he can play... Okay, he doesn't do that. I was gonna say, maybe he can go here and go after my bishop, but...
If he does, it's not the end of the world. It's still a very playable position. The difference is only like 0.2. White is still completely fine. He's going for this idea now. I could just go Knight H4 also.
Not really any forking ideas, so... Should be fine.
I think Knight H4 is what I'm going to go for. There is also just Bishop G3, but I think Knight H4 is generally a little bit better. Yeah, I think Knight H4 is what I want. Knight H4 takes. He can't go in here because I'm just going to take. He could go back, but then I just go back. Yeah, let's go Knight H4, yeah. Knight H4, he does have Bishop D3, but then I take, and go Knight F3 back.
Like, if he goes back, I might take, he takes, and then play H6. So that Knight H4, I can move the bishop back. Because Rook B1 could be a useful move later on. Okay, yeah, he goes for that immediately. Which kind of sucks.
And I do need to speed up a little bit. I'm down 2 minutes.
I guess his point is if I go here, he takes, I take. I probably have to go back, right? Here, takes. If he goes back, then he can't actually do that. So let's go back with the bishop.
Yeah, that seems fairly logical. Oh, I don't mind Bishop G6 myself, and if he takes, I'm going to take. And now I threaten takes, and he can't take back because of the pin. I also just do really like these Bishop E2, Knight takes, Pawn takes variations. So tempted to just do that. Oh, I might. I really like these variations where you take with the E pawn and play G3.
If I took, he would have took bishop back. Yeah, I don't know what I was worried about. Yeah, he really wants a clamp on E5. I mean, I have to take now. It's developing the bishop, which makes sense.
Here in takes. Now I've got a good, strong clutch on the center. If this pawn is ever attacked, I'm going to play G6. And this bishop is kind of dominated. All of its entrances into the weak dark squares are dominated. That's a interesting move.
Develop the bishop. No, he goes back with the knight. Interesting. So he's looking at this square. If he ever goes there, I can just do this. I could also play F6. He doesn't have a way to immediately challenge that. I'm going to go F6. I don't want him. I want to control E5.
Is he going for E5? Castles, E5, takes. Feels okay for me. I feel like this might just be a target at the end of the day.
I'm going to hold off on castling too. Okay, now he castled. I might castle. But let's see. Do we have anything else? Also, I don't think I can ever go here. Takes. No, I think castles is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and castle. This is a weak pawn, but I can go bishop back and protect it.
Just attacking the weak pawn there. Bishop F1 is actually a possibility here. Just immediately attacking the piece on E6. Also, the bishop doesn't really have anywhere else to go. I like G3.
Wait, no, that was such a dumb move. The bishop's doing such a good job on this diagonal.
Just patrolling this E5 push once again. Let's go here, and maybe we can reroute to bishop H3 as well after G3. If this bishop comes here, I'm not worried at all. Just G3.
Maybe we want to... We have more space over here. I think I want to attack on this side of the board, so I'm thinking moves like A5. He doesn't really want to let me roll down the board, so... Let's go for it.
Oh no, should I undo my mistake? I think I played too quickly. I think that's this is he's gonna be so confused by this, but I think I'm gonna go back. I think my bishop just belongs here. If he plays a4, I'm playing a3.
Why did he do that? Why did he play bishop back? Oh, he wants to go here, here, but then I'll play this. Is his idea to play here en passant? I mean, he can't take. I'm gonna push.
Let's go a3 here. We're not allowing him to undermine my pawn chain. He's kind of done this minority attack wrong. He should have relieved his queen. He shouldn't have played a4, actually. He should have brought his queen back and started pushing like this. Oh my god, it's actually going to happen. He's actually going to play this.
The knight on that square, even if he takes, I mean... I'm going to take with the pawn. We control these squares. I can probably go bishop back at some point.
Rook b1. No, rook b1 is this. So what I'm proving... I mean, bishop d1. Knight here. Takes. Takes. I don't think there's any bishop takes.
Or it could go knight here. If takes, then we could take with the queen.
Yeah, bishop takes, rook takes. Rook takes, pawn takes. Push. There's... Oh my god, wait a minute. Bishop here. Here. Knight takes. Pawn takes.
This push at some point might be good. Not right now. Okay, we're going to go knight in anyways, because whatever he takes with, we're going to take with the pawn. And we just have a huge pawn wall.
Now how do we continue? Yeah, it's going to be with bishop e2. If I win the game after playing bishop e2 about 3 times, that's going to be hilarious.
Bishop takes, if pawn takes... Wait. So bishop takes. If rook takes, rook takes... Okay, wait a minute.
I think it only makes sense. I don't think there's anything crazy that I need to be worrying about here. Queen e3. I mean, this pawn is defended as well. Bishop f1 is coming.
He can go here, and then he would be able to pin me. So maybe we just like prepare that with the rooks.
And a really important attribute of these positions is how patient you have to be to play them to actually get an advantage.
Let's bring the rook up and then bring the other rook. And I'm going to prepare some kind of sacrifice here.
I think queen d2 is the right move to play. Just allowing the rook a space.
To try and break through. Oh, but we can go... Oh, I see. We can play bishop g6 at some point and hold the b1 square.
Can I play like rook d1, bishop takes, pawn takes, then b2, rook b1? Kind of get the idea. Gonna play queen d2 just as a safeguard. Takes, push. I go here and I'm just winning, very obviously. There's no rook a8 because I take with my queen. Takes. Check, I have bishop f1. There's just nothing wrong there. Maybe rook c1 there is a problem. Okay, he's going back here already. Let's get bishop f1. The idea is to play g3 and go for bishop h3. Maybe entice a move like f5, allowing our knight to be driven in.
Okay, wait, we have to have something. Do I bring the rook first, though? Bishop takes, I don't think is right because we're pinning ourselves. So rook takes. If pawn takes, we can push. The rook's got to move, and is promoting possible? Here, I don't think it's ever good because if he takes back, then pushing through.
I'm still down on time. I feel like I've been pretty quick, but he's playing very well.
Push. Say rook here. Am I threatening to promote? Takes. Bishop takes. And then we don't... Our advantage kind of sizzles out, I think. Let's just put both rooks on this file.
I mean, I could just keep my rook there. Now that I think about it, I probably just could. Can I go queen e3 just to be annoying? Queen e3, bishop takes. No, I can't. I can't take. Rook takes here. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe knight h4 is an idea.
I gotta be careful of this pawn, because if he plays something like this, attacking this twice, I guess I have to play king up.
I could also go rook b1. Takes, 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 take. No, I don't like rook b1. Queen here, bishop here. Maybe queen e2, bishop here.
It's just I can't figure out how I want to sacrifice here. Do we take with the rook or do we take with the bishop? Taking with the bishop, he's not gonna take. I feel like he'll just give me the pawn. I'll go back or something.
Knight here, bishop e2. Whoops. I'm gonna go knight h5, I think. Knight h5, bishop c2, and I've got f4 maybe.
Rook takes, rook takes. Okay, he's trying to get rid of this bishop.
I also have to be a lot quicker than I'm currently being.
I definitely can't give up this bishop. It's very important. Let's put the bishop up here. Let's keep pressure on the clock too.
Now I want f5. If you guys take, I can take with temper on the queen.
Maybe we take. Rook takes. Rook takes, he can take with... Dang it. Here, and everything's falling?
I kind of just don't want to take that bishop. Or maybe bishop... No, bishop takes, pawn takes. He just goes back. I'm also thinking of like some knight g6 stuff. So maybe bishop takes, rook takes, queen wherever. Maybe there's like a queen e2.
I don't know though.
I mean, I'm gonna take, right? Takes, bishop here.
Here I just simply go back.
What's he gonna take with? He's gonna take with... Oh, he might take with a rook. Wow.
I'm gonna sack both of these. Then we're gonna come in with the bishop. Pawn takes here. I mean, we have a red carpet, right? Red carpet takes... Not quite.
It's like a g3 might be pretty decent right now. I like this as well.
Can I push? Takes, promote, takes. Queen takes, then he can't play this. Oh my gosh. I think I screwed this up. Here.
If he goes here, I just take. Queens, I go takes here. Here. Yeah, here I take. Queens, I just give up the exchange, and I've got not two pieces because he sacrificed the rooks, let's not forget.
It does trap the knight. Here takes.
I almost think he has to play b2, right? If he goes here, I'm going to take. The good thing for him is it's going to be opposite color bishop. Yeah, now I take. Gonna take here. Probably gonna take here.
I completely screwed this up. Oh, wow. And he's even got that.
But then just like queen f2. I'm getting ready to push.
Alright, we gotta come back. I'm so upset. We had such a good position. Dang it, man. Dang it. You can just take here now.
Just sacrificing the knight here because I'm going to win it back in the form of the bishop.
I guess I'll just take the knight. Sack the bishop.
And he's got no checks. This pawn is running. I've also got checkmate coming.
Threatening mate in one.
Let's go here. I don't think he has any checks still. I've got this check coming up as well, which would lead to mate.
No. Dang it. That's such a nice move. Alright, I'm gonna resign. Oh my gosh.
Good game. You had... I think if we look at the game review, you would have had me for a good while there.
I knew I was better. I just didn't know how to break through. Oh.
I think it must have been bishop takes, right? Oh, were you not better? Oh my god, wait. Okay, you were -1 at least. So you were a little bit, but it felt like you were a lot better, actually.
Yeah, I thought I was crushing.
Yeah, because it's just bishop takes a3 just felt like it just worked. And I kind of had to just accept, okay, maybe, like, okay, it works, but it's not easy.
Oh, I
Let
see.
me,
You want to invite me back to the classroom?
yeah. Yeah, sir. I play D4. I play the London system. I know like every other bit of like obviously D4 D5 is London system, but like E4 C4 I play Benoni, E4 Night Out here. There's like this as well, which kind of transposes. There's also what is the line? Is it
What one are you
what am I
talking about?
looking for? There's like knight f6. What is Steinitz counter gambit? Oh, this is this, right? Steinitz counter gambits.
Oh, okay. I
So I'm there's like you just play e3 here. There's like yeah I pretty much play all of the top engine lines with d4 except for like I'll try to play the London system, pretty much transpose into it no matter what I play.
just try to transpose into that all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes there are just things that you can't play against it. Like some of these like knight f6 setups are really difficult again with the London system, so I kind of stray away from it a little bit.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
you play knight f6. These structures, you actually played like theory, like really annoying theory for a long time here. C5. I pretty much said if you found C5 in the first 5 moves of the game, you're gonna have a really nice position.
Yeah, this
Because
is how I play
if
against the London.
like if you play like c6 or something, it's just gonna be so easy for me to develop and whatever. But yes, c5 just is really good tension. I play c3 of course. Knight c6. I can't really play bishop d3, which it's kind of difficult to see why. I don't know if you know this line with
Yeah.
b5 and b4 is coming, so you really want to avoid playing bishop d3 for that reason. So you kind of delay it with knight f3, queen outs. Queen c2 apparently is better. I know this line is like a little bit bad because you get this really annoying move.
Yeah.
Which by the way, if the knight's back here, you take, queen takes, and you checkmate if the knights are on the home square.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's good to look out for.
yeah, so I was thinking for a bit here. I was like, there's no tricks. There's also like, I swear, there's like queen takes b2, bishop e2. I think you need to play e6 here, or you should play e6. E6 is like the weird intermezzo. You don't immediately take the rook
What
either.
happens if you take the rook?
You can take the rook. Oh no, taking the rook at queen c2, and your queen gets trapped.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
so
tricky
I
because I
think
bet you a lot of people would just take the rook.
yeah, e5, d takes, hitting the bishop. If you take like this, bishop a3, and you're just saving your queen. So you have to take with temper, knight e4, and then castles. And now, if bishop a3, you just take, and you have to sacrifice. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, you get out. You get out like this. But I've kind of got compensation. I've got a pawn. I've got 2 pieces for the rook actually. But yeah, it's kind of.
Be an
Yeah, I mean,
annoying
you'd never
line.
take this bishop. You'd never take this bishop anyway. But in case somebody does, you can't take the rook straight away. Yeah, so queen c1 here. There's also a reason to actually play queen b3 to begin with. Like, if you just play this, this is going to happen anyway. Let's say you keep developing, and then you get this. Say castles, takes. There's like knight takes. Oh right, queen takes doesn't work because the rooks are connected. But
Yeah.
there are these general ideas if you play queen c1 instead of queen b3. So I go for this queen c1, e6. I mean, this is all just very standard stuff. I'm just explaining for people that might not know the exact reason you play certain moves in these lines. Knight bd2. I think there are lines where I can actually play b3 at some stage. Maybe it was here. No, knight bd2 is the top end of the move, but if c4 is on the board, you can always chip away at this structure. I was actually wondering if you were going to long castle here, which I think is just, it's got to be dead lost, right?
That'd
Yeah,
be you'd have to be insane to long castle there.
yeah, I know a lot of people that would definitely. I mean, a lot of. I feel like a lot of, especially people in the mid range Elo, if they can long castle, they will. Like why
Yeah,
not,
because
right?
you know, let's go attack.
Very attacking. Let's go here and let's go here, and eat the king. But no.
Yeah, but you haven't
Knight
even
here.
committed the king, so
Yeah, exactly. Knight here. You kind of stole my idea. I think h6 is the best move here. for you.
Yeah, you really annoyed me with your when you copied me with knight h4.
Yeah, well, I actually love these setups. Actually, let me go into a different thing here so I can just showcase it. Where you get like the bishop going here and you get the bishop here. I'll just leave it. Every
Yeah,
time
you get
I'm happy to get this structure
you get a
because you
nice
go
clamp on e5.
here, here, takes, I take, and you just got this really good clamp here, bishop here, easy castles, the rook comes to e1. Like, these are really comfortable positions to play. Castles, castles, let's say knight out, knight back, and bishop here. Yeah, you just, like, this is just very fun to play. Got the good bishop, the knights are coming in, rooks can easily lift up. Just feels really good. So I'm always happy to play with the open file and the doubled pawns. Kind of similar to a Tadakawa. I was actually thinking in this position, I could trick you maybe, because now I can take on g6 and you have to take with the f pawn. I was like, if you play this, I can take this. You have to take with the
Yeah,
f pawn, and white is better. Um, but I ended up kind of. I mean, I didn't think that you would fall for that. I was like, yeah, he's probably. I mean, if I go back, he might not even take. Um,
yeah, I was aware of the pin.
so I was like, bishop e2. This feels good. If he takes, I get this. This feels very good. And apparently white is doing quite well here, even. But dropping back is wrong? Okay. That's
Yeah, I thought you
okay, I
were gonna
guess it
take.
wants... Yeah, no, I didn't think this bishop was doing anything special in this diagonal. I mean, it definitely ended up being special. Clearly, the engine knows better than me, but I thought takes. He just gives you unnecessary play on this file. I guess the engine wants you to go here, but I feel like I'm just behind. The engine disagrees, of course, but I feel like I'm behind. I haven't castled. I mean, you haven't castled yet, but you still can go long, maybe. I thought that this was just dangerous, a dangerous commitment, so I went knight hf3. Um, this I thought was weird. Did you plan on?
I was trying to stop you from playing knight e5.
Right, yeah, because this just I thought you were planning to play e5 at some point.
And yeah, I
Um,
mean, maybe having the idea of e5 at some point, but it was mainly just to try and restrict your knight. Because I thought the whole point of putting like getting the doubled pawns with the pawn on f4 was to try and put the knight on e5, and if I ever took, then you got like a super good.
yeah, I mean the main point is to castle and put the rook on e1, stare at the open file, and eventually you put your knight on e5 and kind of tease the move f6 out of your opponent, and then you take here, and suddenly there's a backwards pawn in the position,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of the point. But yeah, I castled here.
I
Castles,
also
castles.
I also had an idea like with like a lot of, I don't know, structures, or not a lot of structures, but some structures in the like against the London. I thought f6 was kind of like a typical move.
Uh, yeah, I think so. But again, mainly it's to kick a knight. You probably don't play f6 if the knight hasn't landed there yet. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the knight on e5 isn't actually that good. Like it's
Yeah,
good if you take. It's good if you take it and undouble my pawns and give me this really strong clutch.
so you just
But
let it sit there.
you let it sit there. Maybe you don't. It's not like ideal to have the bishop being traded off in some cases, but realistically, I mean, if I go for like let's say you castled here and I played this isn't so bad. I mean, the engine actually likes taking here, and thinks that you're doing quite well. This bishop's just unparalleled. I was actually thinking that I probably should have gone rerouted my bishop like this at some point during the game,
Yeah.
but
Well, I thought when you played bishop d1, I thought that was kind of the idea behind it.
oh yeah, that was kind of funny actually. We'll get to that in a second. So I just castled, castles, and then rook e1. I was kind of realized that I was low on the clock here, so I thought I'd blitz out some moves. e5 is just, I mean, what even? Oh wow, this pin is why it likes e5. That's kind of funny. But obviously that didn't happen. You played bishop f7, just guarding the pawn, safeguarding it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after I played that, I kind of regretted it.
yeah, it just feels like a little bit of a slow move.
Well, the
Like,
bishop doesn't really want to be there. It's doing a job on g6.
yeah. And this is kind of around the time where we get to my weird bishop dance, where I'm like, okay, I want bishop f1, I want g3, and I want to play bishop h3 and attack the pawn, right? And then I said to myself, So you played a5, and then I realized that the bishop wants to be over here. And I was like, a good player knows when they made a mistake and isn't afraid to go back on it. And I just made another mistake going bishop e2 apparently. And then I was like, okay, I want bishop d1. So then you played this, and then I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna play a3. You're gonna play knight a3, knight a5, and if I play bishop d1, now you're gonna jump in here, and I can't go bishop c2 anymore.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I was like, well, I guess I have to. I guess a good player goes back on their word and undoes the mistake they made. So I went back to e2, which I mean, yeah, if only I had realized, like, you know, where did I play this move? If only I
It was like
played
four
bishop
moves
d1
before.
here. This would, I mean, bishop f. Bishop f1 is actually a better move than bishop d1 in this position somehow. It likes queen c7, and you're going for the minority attack. Oh, this is not a minority attack, but you know, expanding on the queen side like this.
Oh, okay.
But I would have thought that bishop c2 is just very strong here. Oh, I guess this is hanging first, but still. Yeah, let's get back to this position. Taking. Then rook a4. So I assume the idea was just always to stack the rooks, and I kind of I wanted to play queen d2 because I was like, okay, if there is any case where these rooks are stacked, I want to be able to move my rook out the way, because if I kept it how it was, and then let's say you go here, and I want to play rook b1, well then you just hit me with bishop g6, and I kind of don't have the choice. So I just wanted to open up my choices with with queen d2, and
yeah, that makes
have
sense.
more options in the position. Also, my queen is like slightly more active. Maybe queen e3 would have been better, but yeah, then this bishop just became a massive problem the entire game. Bishop g6 was very annoying, and then I played bishop g1. I'm like, okay, well, let's go back for this idea of bishop f1. Yeah, and then rook a8. What was the, like, what was the plan? The plan was obviously... I think the plan would have been second here.
Yeah, I was looking at just like some kind of sacrifice. I just didn't know how to, I don't know, do it the proper way.
Because I would have thought that just bishop, like, let's say after my knight here, I would have thought that bishop c2.
I didn't want to give up
good.
that bishop was my idea there. But then, I don't know, that just was...
f5, I thought that maybe you could sack here. Yeah, you can. So it's not winning, but it's definitely, I mean, I'm definitely not winning. I feel like there's no chance I win. You can take... you're worried about this, then you just take on c2. So if you ever push this, the bishop drops, which is kind of difficult.
So is the whole plan there, like with the sacrifice, that you don't have the pawn going immediately? You just kind of have to slow play that?
Yeah, exactly. I think I've had that. It's like a very common... I'm not sure if it's the... Yeah, I think it's in this line where people just generally go for that, and you eventually have these weird sacks that you can... I mean, it's something that white doesn't even really consider as a threat, and then black just uncorks it, and it's like, okay, well, I'm losing now. There's nothing I can do. But yeah, in this case, just b takes. Oh, actually,
I don't know why I didn't take with the bishop there. That was...
Yeah, I guess you just never have b2. I think we were pretty low on time at this point.
Yeah, we're getting down
well.
there.
So I just take back with the
b2 because I put the bishop on c2.
And then I take, you take, and what did I play? Oh yeah, I play f takes. I would have thought that just bishop e7 was the correct way to go here. So you played this, which I thought was, oh my god, it was rook takes e4. Rook takes e4, and I assume it wants this, right? Oh no, what does it want? Oh, bishop takes. Oh yeah, that's even better. But yeah, I thought this was... I mean, we get low on time again, but I thought that bishop e4 was a little bit suspect, and I thought that f3 was fine. And then the pawn on b2, I'm just gonna take, sacrifice my rook. At the end of the day, I have the two pieces. I can take, and it was kind of a classy way to finish. Sacrificing the knight, pushing the pawn, taking here, pushing, and then sacrificing the bishop because...
Yeah, that was all nice.
You've got mate in one. Yeah, very nice, very nice. That's the puzzle rush coming in clutch.
No,
A
it was
super nice game
definitely
that
it was a nice
I
game. It was
actually,
just a
I
spoiled
actually,
one.
yeah, I actually think you probably played better in the first game. Even though you had the advantage here, I feel like your play in the first game, especially in like the opening 10 moves, was much more deliberate in a way.
Yeah, I think in this game I just got way too tunnel visioned on one idea, and I was just
Yeah,
trying to make that work in any way possible, and then it just ruined the game.
yeah, it's definitely like probably the difference between our Elers is just the ability to think on the fly and come up with something new in short amounts of time. Because like if you get stuck on something and you're like, okay, well, this kind of doesn't work anymore. This is what my entire last 5 minutes of calculation has been revolved around. It's like, okay, I need to switch and I need to think of something else. You're almost like, okay, well, I'm never going to think of something else in the time I have left. I may as well tunnel vision on this one idea. But the higher rated G, I mean, especially grandmasters, they think of ideas like immediately. But I mean, still at my level, I'm not incredibly fast, but I think if I need to change plans, it's very
Yeah,
easy
well,
to
you're
do
also
so.
seeing a lot of my ideas too. Like I didn't even consider pushing e5 at all, like way back, and
Oh yeah,
and it was
this is
probably
probably
something
not a
that you
move.
were looking at.
I mean e5 is there's always like what's the saying? It's like the best. I can't remember the saying. The saying is look at the moves that you would never consider, or something like that, where uh the best moves like I think here is when e5 is it here? Oh no, the queen is here. I think it must have been much further back. Where is e5? I'm trying to find it
Oh
now.
no, it's somewhere. It's coming.
Uh, here. Oh my god, we might never find it. Whatever. But yeah, the best moves are the ones you never even consider. So like just I mean that looks like it's just a counting mistake where the pawns just fall off the board for you. But I mean you have this nice tactic at the end. It's not always something you don't always see them. Like I didn't see that in the game. I was trying to pay attention to these kind of pawn breaks, but at the end of the day, especially with your bishop pair, there was kind of just too many ideas at once to look at absolutely everything and make sure you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, in a 10-minute game, I mean, you can't see it
Yeah,
all.
exactly. In classical, you definitely just see all of that, but yeah, in a 10-minute game, it's not so easy. But yeah, really nice games. I think you're definitely. I would say you're underrated. I've versed 1900s that are
I don't
much
know,
much
man.
much.
I just recently hit like 2000 for the first time, and then I don't know. I couldn't break through that. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You gotta get that cushion. I always get this cushion where you get like a peak rating or like let's say you hit 2000 and you've like won the last two games, you're on like decent form, you got to keep playing a couple more games, and because then you're gonna peak sit for like a couple weeks and then you're gonna come back rusty and then you've got like that cushion of elo to kind of fall back on when you inevitably lose it.
absolutely, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
I have a hard time winning positions that I like am better in. I don't know what it is. It's a converting problem, but
yeah,
it's one thing that's
yeah,
held me back.
definitely. It's have you ever heard the term if you don't have good piece moves, you've got good pawn moves?
No, I haven't.
It's honestly the best advice you'll ever get. I've got a Leecher study actually where there's this really good game. I think it's between Blackburn and let me find it actually. It's this incredible game where you notice if you look at the engine, you'll notice all of the moves. It's like he develops all of his pieces, and as soon as he can't develop any more pieces, there's this like really clinical pawn move that that just allows a continuation. It's Capablanca versus Blackburn.
Okay.
Let me let me. This is my. I'll send it to you on Discord.
All right,
You
sounds
might
good.
find it interesting. It's actually a full. This is one of my coaching coaching studies for one of my students, but the game is very interesting. Where you can have a look at it later, but yeah. Generally speaking, if you don't have any good pawn moves, you'll have. If you don't have any good piece moves, you'll have good pawn moves, and that's generally how you navigate through a position that you're probably winning in. You just have to find. I mean, they're never easy to find. Like just because you're winning doesn't mean it's going to be an easy
No,
route to
not at all.
to conversion. But yeah, it's always that one move that you have to find, and high rated players find those moves, and oftentimes, I mean, you should probably expect to get positions where you're completely better and just
Lose them.
positionally speaking, you're completely better. Yeah, it's just the nature of fast time controls. Where in a classical game, if you're given like 10 minutes per move, you'll probably not have that problem at all. But
Yeah, because you can look at so many different variations.
yeah, to a certain extent in online chess, you're like, okay, I think this is good, but this could also be good. This could also be good, but I don't really have enough time to calculate that. So you just go with intuition. Sometimes your intuition's wrong,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah.